an incredible historic video at this incredible historic building. One of the great architects in American history did this. I remember when I was 7 when they did it. I repaired it twice. It's like it needs repair. It's the greatest plaster job. And oh, you don't think I know? I know. So to Japan, Hiroshima, these are historic, important videos. You know, this is an important week. The bomb turned 75. Now, I want you to think about this. The black rain victims covered up in Japan, you know, the 51st state. I mean, did you forget Yalta by the Sea when they signed it? You know, the Soviet Union, Stalin took Eastern Europe, we took Japan. We control everything that gets done in Japan. And this is important because of the USS Reagan case. Now, there's a case in Arizona that Dave Parrish sent me in Okinawa, that this Marine has been charged in Arizona for an attack in Okinawa. Not on the base, off the base. He got found guilty in an Arizona court. And the Arizona court upheld it, and they're going to put him in, he'll probably get 25 years. Yet, the USS Reagan case, Janice in the 9th District in San Diego, which the ship was docked in U.S., in water, never touched the soil there, she ruled for the 3rd time, kicking it back and forth, John Edwards, I'm going to send this to John Edwards, she ruled that that case has to be tried in Japan. What the fuck are you talking about? I mean, the two sets of injustice. So the black rain victims, it only took them 75 fucking years to recognize it. Now, we all know who Anne Frank is, don't we? How come we don't know we forgot Sudoku? You know, the folded paper crane. Folding 1,000 paper. 11-year-old girl dead. Now, remember, Sanjay Gupta and Anderson Cooper in Fukushima. Now, Sanjay Gupta, a practicing MD. Now, I've run this by my uncle, who's a practicing neurosurgeon in this town. I says, what he did, is that against the law? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. It's beyond that. He's a practicing. He goes on March 25th, when he got back, they were in Fukushima, Japan. Him and Anderson Cooper. Should we get out? Should we get out? Should we get out? They got out. He comes back. This is the day Liz Taylor died. And on his show puts this doctor. I found out my friend was an 11-year-old girl. I mean, you think that's by coincidence? Sudoku was an 11-year-old girl when she died of leukemia, black rain. I mean, the art show that comes from all this incredible art, finally, England, the BBC. The photos that we get, the real photographs, they came from the Soviet Union 2 years ago. The United States is still covering it up to this day. So the black rain victims, so at the Enola Gay hangar, let's make sure this is still going. This is a historic, important video. At the Enola Gay hangar, Kevin Blanche, AML leukemia victim, 2011, 7th generation, first Prairie Bear right over there in the cemetery. Look at his last name. Oh, it's Blanche, the first whitey. I mean, Utah native. Father died of AML leukemia. His mate, Annika, died of leukemia. Her and I, met in the Nevada test site. Given 2 months to live. At the Enola Gay hangar, which was vacant forever, Jim and I have worked so vigilantly together. Jim out there. I mean, all his hard work he's done to bring that thing restoration, the Manhattan Project, that's where the Enola Gay flew out of. I'll be out there for, I do it every year. So they came. Her niece and nephew, who are famous in Japan, and they presented one of the original paper cranes that Sudoku folded to the Enola Gay. I got to hold it. I was the second person got to hold it, by the way, in my hand. I think Jim's son was the first. I got to hold it in my hand. I mean, I started to cry. I was given 2 months to live with AML leukemia. That's what Sudoku killed her. Black rain. Fukushima, black rain, invisible rain. You think that's a major story in Utah? No Utah media out there. I mean, I got to sit and tip at this chair in the officers club they've restored, and we had dinner. Thank you, Jim. Don't you think that's a major story? No academia professors, no Utah historians, no nobody out there. Major story. I mean, media from all over the world. I got to hold that crane. It's out there. Black rain. It only takes them 75 fucking years to recognize the mass fucking murder that's been covered up to this day. Hiroshima, okay, I guess in 75 years we'll talk about Fukushima when the planet's all fucking dead. Pacific Ocean die. Fukushima is millions of Hiroshima and Nagasaki's. 75 years, these monsters. This is a big fucking story. So in Okinawa, you remember Abe, which Obama, when he was in Japan and he drank his fake sushi, and remember Caroline Kennedy showed her grandson who will be president of the United States one day if they don't kill him, who looks just like JFK, blown away. What else do I have to say? Remember JFK in 63 gave that famous speech to stop the nuclear madman in their open air testing. Huh. Killed right after. Very interesting. I still say the CIA and the nuclear industry are one and the same. You know, they run the fucking world. They're monsters. They're fucking monsters. He gives that famous speech on television. You know, he even speaks about me as a child. You know, not me personally, but just like me, I was born fucked up. My dad died of this. He was a famous guy in this town, nuked in the Nevada test site. Beautiful soul. I held his hand as he fucking died. I held Annika's hand as she died. Both died young of AML leukemia. Paul, my best friend, I've been in the bone marrow transplant center fighting for my life. My chest split open heart surgery, kicked off Medicaid by Mike Lee, whose dad died of this fucking disease. He don't give a fuck. Dirty Herbie, whose dad died in there with me. The governor, they don't give a fuck. Disrespect for, fucking downwinders on Balco, on chemo. We're all downwinders now. So in Okinawa, it's declared a state of emergency. COVID-19, remember? Oh, they're doing so great. There's no COVID in Japan. Just like, oh, there's none in Vietnam. They're fucking lying. Just like, you know, in Denmark, I have lots of ties to Denmark. Something rotten in the new Denmark here. You know, Sweden, oh yeah, we did, fuck, they got a major fucking, they just lie. Abiy just fucking lied. Obama fucking, Barry Antoinette on the White House lawn on fucking the 17th of March, St. Patty's Day. 2011. I want you to know what we know. The plume's coming over. He was flown immediately with the CEO of GE, Jeffrey Amelt, the fucking killers, to South America. Why the plume hammered us. I got leukemia shortly thereafter. Was given a death sentence. Ruined my fucking life. Bill for 1.8 fucking million. Kicked off Medicaid by Mike fucking Lee for no reason out of nowhere. After I forked over all my Tesla and Apple stock. What a fucking tragic story this is. You know, the killer in you is the killer in me. So Okinawa, Abiy says no COVID, no COVID. Okinawa was declared a state of emergency. By the way, at San Onofre, there are 8 Marines dead. What the fuck they up to over there? That's how they brought in the generator when they were cheating with the amphibious units to the reactor, San Onofre. You know, now they're bringing the waste here to Utah, the fucking outhouse. It's hot. So, it took them 75 fucking years. The bomb, 75 years, but the courts in Japan have ruled the Black Rain just fucking killed them all. To this day, it's killing. Just like fucking, you know, the open air test in Nevada. Oh, Trump's going to restart. He already restarted in Idaho. I know, I have video proof to fucking prove it. But fuck me. They just fucking squashed me. You know, fuck me. You know, what a story. What a fucking story. So maybe we can talk Fukushima in 75 fucking years after we're all fucking dead. COVID-19, I believe, is a fucking mutation from the sea. Tadpoles dead at your feet, all coincidence. Salmon collapse, all coincidence. Fucking heat, it's 104 here today. Yeah, in northern Utah. 104. You know, by the way, the best fucking ran public library in the country. Bar none. Oh yeah, this one. Stay tuned.